Hi, I'm Anna Yosin and this is Whole-Soul Living. Today we'll be going over the yoga pose Warrior II, Virabhadrasana II. So it's a little bit of a variation from Warrior I. Warrior II, you're going to open your hips up a little bit more, you're going to open your chest up to the side. So I'm going to give you my school of thought, my opinion on the proper alignment to prevent injury. There are some different schools of thought through different lineages, so just keep that in mind that there's not necessarily a totally right way or wrong way, but I'm going to give you my take on it in order to prevent injuries. So with that being said, I've already made a video on Warrior I. With Warrior I, we talked about keeping your feet into both two different lanes. You're not stepping on your center line. With Warrior II, it's going to be a little different unless you just don't have that flexibility in your hips. This one you can step on your center line. So one you want to think about is reaching. Let's start with the right foot coming back and bending this left knee. Now, look at your heels. Traditionally, old school traditional alignment is bringing the front heel directly through the back arch. Now, if you don't have the flexibility in your hips to protect your knee, which I'll talk about in a second, then I want you to bring this back foot forward in the direction of the toes forward and line your heels up, okay? So then from there, play around with your hips a little bit and look at this front knee. So I have my left knee in the front. I'm going to look down at that knee and make sure that knee is right over the ankle. The most common thing is this knee wants to come in. So I need to engage my left glutes, pull up on the left arch, and keep that knee right over the ankle, okay? Now, if I move the knee and this back hip moves, it's better to protect the knee than it is to keep this hip open, okay? Now, you'll get there eventually. You might open your hips a little bit more. But if you don't have that openness right now, protect this front knee, okay? So play around with that and make sure that that knee can open up. And again, if this hip is so tight that when you place the knee directly over the ankle, that hip comes forward, you can even walk this back foot out a little more, okay? So it depends on your personal anatomy and your bone structure too, a lot of times. So just kind of feel where that feels right for you. Again, you can either be in those two lanes. You can go heel to heel or heel to arch. Don't go into this last one if your knee wants to come in, okay? So open that up first and then see if you can open your hips up. Now, if you had a wall behind you, you would be able to bring your hips open with keeping this knee here, okay? So go to a wall if you have it and just see how that feels. If there's too much pinching in this front hip, then maybe walk your back foot to the second lane a little bit more and find that alignment. Okay, so then we're gonna ground through the knife side of this back foot, pull up on the arch, engage the quadricep, engage that glute. So pulling that right glute a little bit, squeezing that will help open up the hip. And then from there, I want you to look at the tilt of your hips. We don't want any tilt for this particular pose. So see if you can open that up in both of the hips. You're gonna need some openness. So make sure you do hip openers, a little bit of a warm up before you go into this, okay? So once you find that alignment with the legs, you're actively squeezing those legs in and pulling up on the pelvic floor muscles, on the lower abdominals, the inner abdominal wall, and then reaching. Again, you want your head right over your belly button. That's your center line, okay? So play around with that a little bit. That's your leg alignment. From there, I'm reaching my hands up in opposite direction. So again, if I'm on the wall, my shoulders would be on the wall, right? So it's common to kind of come here, open that up if you can, open that front knee up, right? Open that back hip up. There's a lot going on here. And then you can look forward. Make sure your shoulders are down and pulled away from your ears so you can properly rotate your neck. Dropping your chin down just a little bit. And again, I want my head right over my belly button, right in the center of my body. Okay, come out of that. We're gonna do the other side. So I'm gonna face this way, bringing the left foot back now. So again, find your alignment on this side. It might be a little different. Your hips on one side might be a little more open or closed. So I'm finding my alignment on this side. If I find that my knee is going really far forward, just bring that back foot back a little bit further. Okay, so I'm opening up this front hip, making sure the knee stays right over the ankle, pulling up on both of my arches, pulling to the knife side of that back foot. And this back foot can be more parallel to the short side of your mat from here. And just making sure my hips are neutral. I'm tucking that tailbone under as I'm pulling this front knee out, lifting up through the center line of my body, through the crown of the head, and reaching my arms in opposite directions. Often this back arm will want to fall, so just reach them like hands going in opposite directions, and then tuck the chin and look over the fingertips of that front hand. So again, I'm actively squeezing my legs in as I'm grounding my feet, pulling in and up on the pelvic floor muscles, on the lower abdominal muscles, dropping those shoulders down, gazing over the fingertips and deepening the breath. Now, if I am doing this dynamically as in a hatha pose, I'm going to inhale as I bend this front knee and then exhale as I straighten. Inhale. Ujjayi breath, and exhale, straighten. Inhale, and exhale, straighten. Beautiful. And then I can close that and step together. Depending on which style you're doing, you might flow through it to another pose and whatnot. So find this alignment really, really important with the legs for Warrior II, because that's going to set you up for extended side angle. It's going to set you up for triangle pose and a few of the other poses. So really, really opening the hips to protect the knees. That's very, very important with this one. So practice it, keep coming back to it. It's something that is almost impossible to really master, because every day your body's a little bit different. Some days your hips might be a little tight. Maybe you went on a road trip or had a really long day sitting and you just can't open them up as much. That's okay. Listen to your body, adjust accordingly. So I hope this was helpful. Again, let me know in the comments if there's any comments, any questions, or any observations, or anything else that you find helpful for this. Go ahead and share it, because that might be helpful for somebody else too who's reading the comments. That being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I wish you much love and much light. Namaste.